how well do you keep your composure in all scenarios? Not just when things are going bad, but think about how you handle things when it's going good. Are you keeping that perspective that it is God who has put you where you are for such a time as this, with the abilities that you've been given, the air in your lungs for starters. I don't know about you, but I didn't put that in there. He put me where I'm at today. I didn't get to choose where I was born, what family I was born into, the area. I didn't get a choice at any of that. None of us did. So keep that into perspective, that it's God who's placed you where and when you are and with the abilities that you've been given. So none of us have done this, have achieved anything on our own. But when things are going bad, I think that's when it's a little more obvious that people lose their composure, right? They get caught up in the heat of the moment. I know I'm guilty of that, especially my thorn in the flesh is when I get behind the wheel. So when there are inconsiderate drivers, when there are people not paying attention, blatantly texting while they are driving, not paying attention to their surroundings and helping people, because that's what it is. When you're driving, you're supposed to be helping one another in and out of lanes, across the intersections, stuff like that. Just being considerate. I know I'm going on a different tangent, but anytime I talk about driving, it is something that we should help one another with, because I don't think anyone's out trying to get into a wreck. But if we don't help one another, pay attention, and that's far too easy how it usually shakes out. Not being considerate, not paying attention. So how do you hold your composure in those moments? That's the one that really convicts me, to keep it together, not get frustrated. And I'm reminded of all this because of how Jesus held his composure in every situation. Twice now we've read in chapter 26 as he's reclining at the table, it says. The first time he's reclining and he's being blessed. He's being anointed with this ointment, and as Jesus tells his disciples and everyone in the room that it is actually preparing him for his burial. So this is a significant moment, and it connects to the second time we read about him being reclining at a table, and he tells his disciples that one of them will betray him. And we'll talk more about that tomorrow, but you can see the connection. He's reclining. In one moment he's being blessed, the next moment he's being betrayed, but yet he's still holding it together. He doesn't seem very anxious about this, blaming anyone. He's simply just stating facts in good times and in bad, because he was that focused on God's will for his life. When you have that type of clarity, you can keep your composure. So that was my reminder today. Get closer to God. Spend time in his word. Spend time in prayer. The more of his word that takes root into you, the better you'll be able to navigate life, to make better decisions, because you have that much clarity. And you can hold it together in good times and in bad, keeping the perspective regardless of what life throws at you. Keeping your composure in all scenarios as much as you possibly can by following Jesus' example.